What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. My name is UnrealEntGaming, and welcome back to another episode of this week's Fan Mail of the Week, the final episode for August of 2014. About a week from now, just a few days actually, we're going to be entering September, so that means back to school for many. The winter season's going to roll on in, snow, all the good weather's going to be gone, which is going to suck. But it is what it is, everybody. So I really hope you guys have been enjoying your month. Most of you guys already started college. So for those of you out there who did, like my friend Paul, a big shout outs to him. Happy birthday, Paul, you son of a gun, you old bastard. I mean, it's crazy how time flies by, like, the older you get. I don't know if many of you guys realize that or not, but a lot of you younger kids right now are just like enjoying yourselves with all the time you have. You know, some people might say that, oh yeah, it's just too much time on our hands. We have nothing else to do. But for many of us who are older, it's just like we don't have enough time throughout the day to get everything we needed to do. So, it's just crazy. I mean, but this has been a great month. This has been such a great month. We had Battle of Gods come out, which was awesome, by the way. I really hope you guys go on ahead and check out the review for that I've made. We've had announcements for several games, movies. Just the overall package is awesome. Now, September is going to mark the beginning of the gaming season because, as of course, GTA is going to be dropping, and then Destiny, and then all sorts of games like The Evil Within, and then you got The Crew, Call of Duty, the Halo Master Chief Collection. You got, a whole bunch of great games coming out, which is going to be phenomenal, and I cannot wait for that. You have Battlefield Hardline. You're going to have, just a shit ton of awesome games. So I am really, really looking forward to that. So anyways, everybody, before we begin, I just want to say two things. Number one, for those of you out there who are looking for merchandise, the link will be in the description below for unrealshops.spreadshirt.com. If you guys happen to purchase any Unreal merchandise, take a picture or do an unboxing video so I can showcase you guys and just pretty much put you out there. And so yeah, that's pretty much announcement number one. Announcement number two was I found all 7 Dragon Balls and I made my wish and I am immortal. I can't die, bitch. I can't die. Well, I wish, man. Like, can you imagine living forever? Oh, you don't have to worry about aging. You don't have to worry about time flying by. You get to just live your life however you want. So, but also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my second channel, which is UnrealEnt Network. On there, guys, you're going to find some really, really awesome stuff, some really cool stuff. So I really hope you guys go on ahead and check that out. Now, let's begin with our first question, which is from Abraham. Question number 1. Are you into comic books? Which ones? Question 2. Best indie wrestler? Question 3. What is your favorite milkshake flavor? Question 4. What do you think is going to happen on the main plot of the Dragon Ball Z movie? Question 5. Vegeta should get more power-ups. Giving Goku extreme power-ups gets quite redundant. Well, to answer your first question, I am into comic books. I don't read them as much as I should be, actually. I rarely read them. I like to watch videos about them and reviews and stuff, but the last comic book, like I said, that I've read was the Avengers versus the Justice League series. The Justice League versus the Avengers was quite good, actually. They told a really awesome story with, Superman versus Thor, and they had Hulk in the mix, and they had Iron Man versus, Batman, and it was some really cool shit in there. You had the appearance of Thanos and Darkseid and whatnot. It was really awesome to see. So I was actually quite happy on that. That's pretty much the only series that I've read. Aside from being a kid and reading the old school comic books on Spider-Man and stuff like that. I remember I was big on that. Now I don't even follow it anymore. I completely forgot. So do I like comic books? Yeah. Am I into them? Yeah. Do I read them? Not so much. I mean, not as much as I would like to, because I keep hearing that there are some great comics out there. Of course, I don't want to get into the wrong ones, and some of them are really long to read, which I don't really mind because I can just sit on my job and just read comic books all day, which would be pretty cool. So, do I like comic books? Absolutely. My favorite is the Justice League versus the Avengers so far. So, to answer your second question, best indie wrestler, well, you're looking at him right now, Alex Mason, baby. No, I'm just kidding. Well, my favorites are already gone. They're in NXT right now, like Adrian Neville, a.k.a. Pac. You have Prince Devitt. You had a lot of these guys who are now on there right now. But I would have to say best indie wrestler is probably Amazing Red for me, because he's just awesome. He not only is he my trainer, but the guy is a great human being, and he's a great worker. He's a great professional athlete. So that right there just screams boldly on how he is as a person. So aside from him, I would say Loki. Loki's pretty sick as well. Loki's one of those dangerous ass competitors that you don't want to be in the ring with because he will really fuck you up. Like, he will beat the piss out of you, just because. So I would have to say those two, to be honest. To answer your third question, favorite milkshake flavor? Well, I haven't had a milkshake in forever, man. I would have to say strawberry. I don't know. Anything with strawberry I would have. Like strawberry smoothies, strawberry milkshakes. It's just like, I've tried banana and it's I hate vanilla milkshakes. It's just like, ugh. Well, give or take situations. Like, I wouldn't drink a vanilla smoothie or stuff like that. Like, vanilla is just, yeah. It's become, yeah, to me over the last several years. So, chocolate milkshakes would be great. But aside from that, I would have to say strawberry is my absolute favorite. To answer your fourth question, the plot line for Dragon Ball Z 2015. Well, somebody's going to make a wish. We don't know what the wish is. It's going to lead into the devastation of the universe. And that right there is pretty much your opener, like your opening plot line, if you think about it, because they're setting up for something. And I'm pretty sure Beerus and Whis are going to be involved. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a synopsis on where exactly they're going to take the location of the film. It could take place on Earth. It could take place somewhere else. So the plot line can go either way. So as long as they follow up to Battle of Gods. If they want to include Pan, Oob, and Bra, they can, which I wouldn't mind. But just stick with Beerus, stick with Whis, stick with Goku as being a god, stick with Vegeta possibly being a god, and if Akira Toriyama wants to do it, introduce Gogeta. Introduce Gogeta, make him a canon character, and see how he would hold up against the gods. Introduce the rogue gods, introduce whatever you want, so as long as they follow up to the story, because everybody and their mother wants to know what happens after Battle of Gods. And I myself am one curious person, so I really want to see what's going to happen when Beerus wakes up and Beerus is like, alright, well, you put me to sleep last time, thank you, because I was getting out of control, Whis. But now I want to fight Goku. I had a dream that, blah, blah, blah. And then he can just go on the hunt for that. So, I mean, I don't know. They can go in any direction. For me, I would have it to where Vegeta becomes a Super Saiyan God. He fights Beerus. It's pretty much a tie. And then one of the rogue gods comes into play, and then he looks at Beerus. He's like, you can't even kill this mortal. What's wrong with you? And he tries to kill Beerus and whatnot. So a whole bunch of twists and turns. I mean, Akira Toriyama has been working on this movie for a long time now, so I'm pretty sure he has the overall synopsis down and packed, because he is working on dialogue right now. So it's pretty cool to see that. But aside from that, it's all a mystery, man. We don't know what's going to happen. And to answer your last question, yes, Vegeta deserves glory because Vegeta is the most underrated character within Dragon Ball Z. If you paid attention to every single one of the Dragon Ball Z movies and whatnot, he always gets beat down. The guy never has any glory to him because as much as he trains, he gets put to shame because he can't really use his powers for good, so no matter how strong he gets, it's almost as if he gets put down by Goku. I mean, Goku works really hard for his forms as well, so you can't take away from Goku, because Goku works extremely hard to get to where he needs to be. So on Goku's part, you would have to just understand where he's coming from and respect that, because he is a fighter dedicated to just, the well-being of himself, his family, his friends, and the planet. Vegeta does it for different reasons. Maybe that's why he gets beat down, but I do agree. He deserves major power-ups, major upgrades, because Vegeta is one of those characters where we all want to see succeed. So, but anyways, Mr. Abraham, thank you for the questions, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, my friend. And now moving on to the next question, which is from Kenneth Davis. Alex, here is my fan mail questions. Question number 1. There are some people hating on Super Saiyan God Vegito and Super Saiyan God Gogeta. How would you tell the haters on Gogeta and Vegito? Question 2. How will Pikkon return? And question 3. I know Raikon want to hear about Sora. Wait, what? I know Raikon want to hear about Sora. Oh, okay. Well, so I don't know who Sora is, but question number 4, have you seen the new Dragon Ball Z Light of Hope? And no, it's not DBE. Question 5, how would you play if Super Saiyan God Vegito versus Whis and Beerus? Okay. Question 6, want to know on Dragon Ball Bad Galaxy. I never heard of Dragon Ball Bad Galaxy, actually. To answer your first question, people hating on Super Saiyan God Vegito and Super Saiyan God Gogeta. Well, number 1, those characters don't even exist as of right now. They're not implemented. They're not fully canon. And what I mean by that is Super Saiyan God Gogeta and Super Saiyan God Vegito do not exist yet. If they were to exist, it would be a different, scenario. I don't see why anybody would hate on that, because that to me sounds really cool. Although I would like to see Super Saiyan 3 over Super Saiyan God for these two. I think Super Saiyan God is fitting as of right now because, of course, you have Beerus and Whis, and you're going to have a whole barrage of stories heading our way, so why not turn them into gods, especially having Goku to be a god first, So, in terms of the haters, why are they going to hate on those two guys? I mean, those two characters are phenomenal. Different styles, different techniques, same, strategic mind, of course, but nevertheless, different appearance, different overall skills. So, both characters do possess large traits about them that can prove to be a very huge challenge if they were to become gods, of course. But I would love to see that. I would love to see Super Saiyan God fusion, of course. I mean, and I'm not talking about Gotenks or anything like that. I'm talking strictly about Vegito and Gogeta, of course. Now, anything could happen. I'm not trying to say that they're never going to introduce God Vegito or something like that. But for people hating on it, I really don't see why people would hate on those two characters, especially out of everybody within the series. Those two characters are the least you could possibly hate. So, to answer your second question, that's actually a very good question. That's probably the best question you've asked me, because where was Pikkon during Battle of Gods? It's not like it would have mattered, but Pikkon would have served a purpose, Having Pikkon return in the next film would be pretty cool, because at least he would help, and at least, I mean, we already know that he's stronger than a Super Saiyan because he fought off Cell and Frieza in Hell when he was with Goku and whatnot, so it's pretty cool to see that. So I would love to see Pikkon meet Piccolo, and Piccolo can be like, wow, we look so much the same, but we're different, and Pikkon can be like, hey, you want to know something? I'm an ancient Namekian and stuff like that. Like introduce some captivation here and there, because we don't know what race Pikkon is. So why not Pikkon have to introduce himself and say, hey, Piccolo, guess what? We're a part of the same cloth, except I'm an ancient Namekian. I was one of the first, among my people, and then you guys came and whatnot. Just make it a little different, I guess you could say. I don't know. But Pikkon would be a great addition to the next movie. I think he would serve a very good purpose. To answer your third question, I don't know what you mean by Raikon meeting Sora. I don't know who Sora is, but Raikon is Raikon, the last pure-blooded Saiyan born on planet Vegeta before the destruction by Frieza. And let's just say Raikon has bad intentions. Raikon is crazy. Raikon is bloodthirsty. Raikon is a character that despises his own people just because they were cowards. Except for Goku, because how ironic that every single person wants to fucking, kill Goku, and Raikon's the only one that's like, oh, you're the one that killed Frieza? You know what? I'll spare you, because you're the only one that had balls to stand up to him. So, but in terms of Sora, I don't know who or what Sora is, but if you mind explaining to me, that'd be pretty cool. To answer your fourth question, I have seen Dragon Ball Z Light of Hope. It looks pretty good, I will say. It looks good for it having to be an independent film. It looks pretty cool. Is it going to be mind-blowing? Probably not, but I'm waiting to see what they're going to do, because I'm really curious to see how all of these live-action films are going to turn out, They could be going good, they could be going bad, who knows? So I'm really curious to see how exactly it's going to play off, to be honest. So, to answer your fifth question, how would I play if there was a Super Saiyan God Vegito? Well, if Vegito was a god, I think he would handle Beerus. I really do believe that. I think God Vegito would be able to handle Beerus. On the other hand, Whis, I think Vegito would be just a little weaker than Whis, just a little bit, because I feel like Whis just looks like the type of character that would ruin everything. He just seems like a very powerful character. So having Whis go up against him, I think that'll be more of a fair fight. Beerus would have a difficult time, because Vegito would be like, oh, what's the matter? You didn't like me when I was, separate. Now that I'm combined, here we are, and you're losing to me, a mere mortal. So having Whis face off with God Vegito would be great, because two godlike beings, one being a fusion, one being the master. So having to have that fight happen would be spectacular. So, and to answer your last question, I don't know what Bad Galaxy is, but if you mind filling me in, I wouldn't mind whatsoever. So after all, I am planning and working on my own fan fiction Dragon Ball Z manga, so it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna introduce 2 characters. One of them you all already know as Raikon, and the other character is Senshi. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about when the time comes for you guys to meet him. So, but anyways, Kenneth, thank you for the questions, my friend. And once again, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, my friend. And now moving on to the next question, which is from Jake McMillan. Alex, what's up, man? The ceiling. That's what's up, in case you're wondering. A cruel and unjust ceiling. No, I'm kidding. Have some questions for you, and thank you for answering. No problem, man. Question 1, how's life? Question 2, Coke or Pepsi? Question 3, will Xenoverse have God characters? Question 4, Goku or Vegeta? Question 5, why do girls bitch about all guys being the same when they go back to the same one? Oh my... Oh my god, great fucking question. I have a lot to talk about that. Oh, you better get your popcorn, because I have a lot to fucking say. Thanks for answering my questions, man, and I hope you have a good one. P.S. Keep up the good work. Thank you, man. It really means a lot, Jake. I hope you have a great day as well. To answer your first question, how is life? Very difficult. Very difficult. I'll be really honest with you guys. I'll be really honest. I'm a little upset. And I don't think you guys are used to hearing me say that, but I'm a little upset because I got a speeding ticket. You know, to make a very long story short, whenever I go wrestle in places like Maine, I want to come back home as quickly as possible, right? So when we leave Maine, we're on the road, and it takes about 8 to 10 hours to get back to New York. I get us back home in a little matter of 6. What I do is I speed the fuck out of there. I speed from Maine to Boston, and we save hours home, right? And when I mean speed, I mean I go about 130, 150 miles per hour, which I don't recommend anybody to do. Because there aren't any cars there aren't any cars on the road. It's just dead. I mean, have you ever driven through Maine before? It's dead. So I'm thinking like, all right, well, if I go as fast as I can, I'm not gonna hit anything. I have good vision. I have good reflexes. I'll be fine. I was coming across a exit, and my friend caught it from the corner of his eye, and he just yelled out, "Cop!" Right? I slowed it down so much that the speed was coming down, but I still got caught. I got caught doing 89, right? 89 miles per hour on a 75 miles per hour lane. I went over 14, of course, but thank God I slowed it down, because I would have had 120 miles on my record. Now, I don't understand how the points coming off your license works. I know it increases your insurance, and that really hurt me right now. It's like a shot to the heart. But that's the only thing that's messing me up right now. I had to pay a fine of $200, and that was the most heartbreaking $200 I ever had to pay in my life. So if anybody knows how points work, please explain that to me. Like if they deduct, because I think they deducted like 5 points from my license or something like that. So please let me know like how that goes about, because I don't really know. So, but aside from that, life is okay. I can't really complain. So that's the one thing that's been bothering me. So to answer your second question, I would have to go with Coca-Cola, to be honest. Coca-Cola is my thing. Nothing wrong with Pepsi. I think they're just, I really do think that they're the same. One is just sweeter than the other, but I'd have to say Coke. To answer your third question, yes, there has to be God characters. 126 characters, dude. And you're telling me they're not going to include God Goku, or at least any other God characters? Come on now. I mean, they're definitely going to include God characters, and I'm pretty sure as of right now, they're probably working on some different concepts, but definitely God characters for sure. For sure. I mean, there has to be. Xenoverse is going to be one of the best Dragon Ball Z games ever. That is something I want a lot of you guys to understand. I mean, it's great to look at Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and be like, that's the best game ever, but it's time to move on. That was a long time ago. It's time to move on, like enter a new age and just accept it, I mean, Xenoverse is going to be way better than Battle of Z, so don't have your hopes all too disappointed on this game, because this game is going to deliver. Watch, I guarantee you. I mean, at least I admitted that Battle of Z wasn't as good as I thought it would be. It was fun. There's a difference between a game being good and fun, so this one's going to be good and fun. To answer your fourth question, I've answered that so many times. Once again, I will have to go with, I'd probably say Vegeta, because of every single time he tries so hard and he fails, but he still tries. He works very hard to achieve his goals, and he just has a lot of heart, and he's very courageous. He's willing to put his life on the line just to prove a point. So I would have to say Vegeta. And to answer your last question, why do girls bitch about all guys being the same? Because, ladies, don't take offense to this, but there are a lot of girls out there, not every girl, but there are a lot of cynical, self-centered, egotistical, arrogant, naive, ignorant girls out there that they know what they want, but they choose not to do it because they want the challenge of having to change a bad guy from a good guy. Listen, you can't change a person for what he is. You either accept him or you move on. Girls, not like I said, not all girls. I mean, a lot of guys can be scumbags too, girls. For all the girls watching this right now, there are a lot of scumbag guys, and I'm pretty sure you came across many of them. When you're young, between the ages of like 15 and like 26, all guys want to do is have sex. Sex, 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 sex. And there's nothing wrong with sex. If I were to ask you guys what sex means in a scientific definition, not everybody would be able to understand or even conjure that up, because sex is very good for your body. It releases a lot of dopamine in your brain, which is good for your blood, good for your heart. So sex is good, but when you're having it too much with different people, it's just not, it's not right, because you're exposing yourself. Now, girls, on the other hand, they choose to neglect all the good guys because they feel like they're better than them, when in fact nerds rule the world. Think about that for a second. Nerds, the people, politicians, all the people running these corporations are nerds. They run the world, so having the dickhead guy with all the tattoos and the ego through the roof isn't really going to help you, because what is he going to do to contribute to your future? You know what I mean? They bitch about all guys being the same, but they go back to the same ones because, let's face it, we live in a day and age where everybody goes for looks. Come on now. If personality were to rear its ugly head and have, an after image, like a real, outside appearance, nobody would go for that. Everybody goes for looks. Girls go for the muscular guys that have the tattoos and look all sexy with either long hair, short hair, or they're tall or whatnot. Guys go for the girls with the big ass boobs and the big butts and the nice curved pussy and the nice hair, and all. Like, come on, let's all be realistic here. I mean, when you see an attractive guy, girls, you all get to tend a little to be a little horny and whatnot. You just tend to have all these little images in your head. Same thing with guys. When guys see a hot girl walk by, they think about, damn, like I would, So everybody's a hypocrite in a sense, Guys say they don't want sluts. Girls say they don't want assholes. It all crosses paths, So the reason why girls, they fall for the same mistake, it's because they're trapped within their own bubble, and they fail to realize that there are plenty of fish in the sea. 7.8 billion people on this planet, and you're telling me that not one guy can satisfy you? Come on now. Let's be realistic. Same thing with guys. Guys can go on and say, well, all the girls are the same. Like I said, my friend, 7.8 billion people, and you're telling me not one girl can satisfy you? That's a damn lie. So, it's almost as if it's a double standard, because girls want to say guys are bad, guys want to say girls are bad. Can't we all just be human beings and stop following the laws of society when it comes to relationships? People expect too much. People expect, people to look a certain way. It's like, if that's the case, in the future, they're going to build artificial robots that look like humans, and they're going to sell them on the market, and then you'll be able to buy your real life sex doll, and it's going to be a robot that can actually fuck you. So there you go. That's going to be our society in the future. A bunch of people fucking robots. That's exactly what's going to happen if this keeps going, So all I can say to girls is just don't follow the trend and be a typical bitch, or don't follow the trend and try to be a typical girl who wants to do everything everybody else is doing. And as for the guys, stop being so fucking dumb. If you have a good girl, keep her. You know, like, what's the fucking point of cheating? What's the point of doing anything else? Because when you do that, you're ruining shit for yourself, dumbass. You know, there are a lot of guys out there that ruin shit just because they're tempted, or just because they see another girl with bigger breasts or smaller breasts or a bigger ass or a smaller ass, and they're like, oh, I want to stick my dick inside it. You're ruining shit, man. The only thing that's different about a girl when you cheat on her are personalities. That's it. You know, nothing different. They have boobs. You know, your girl has boobs. You know, just be a man for once. Grow up. You know, like that's pretty much it. So, but in reality, there are girls that are really bad, and there are guys that are really bad. So, all you can do is just be yourself, and you can just help change everybody by explaining to them, like, how exactly you're supposed to go about, not just following the trend and being a sheep. So, anyways, Jake, thank you for the questions, my friend, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend, my friend. And now, moving on to the next question, which is from Rohan. Question number 1, why does John Cena gain so much hate just because of all of the new talents like Bryan and Roman Reigns, etc.? It's not fair that what he has done for the company for the last 10 years, it all gets forgotten, such as Nexus, etc. And when he gives these young talents advice and the platform to shine, when he didn't have to, and he respects them so much, and he gets none back. Like, if you agree. Well, to answer that, the reason why fans hate John Cena is because they feel like he's not producing anything different. He's just been the same person for like 10 years. So many people want to see John Cena become a bad guy. I do as well. I mean, we all do. We all want to see John Cena the bad guy, but of course, it's never going to happen as of right now because John Cena has accumulated enough in terms of being the face of the company, that if he just so happens to become a bad guy, the WWE audience might lose interest. They may not like him as much. They're going to say, oh, well, F this guy, you know, he ruined everything and stuff like that. So they're going to lose, you know, they're going to lose percentages on, you know, merchandise, and their ratings are going to go down. So you know how that works. In terms of new talent, well, you gotta think, wrestling has become more athletic than ever before. There's a lot of athleticism in wrestling now than ever before. Of course, John Cena having to be an old school guy, all these young bloods coming in, of course, you know, different styles of wrestling, different everything. So people incorporate differently. So it's just very unique because, like, somebody like Daniel Bryan, I think he's one of the best athletes on the roster. And I think that he can get very far. And I do believe a lot of people respect John Cena for what he's done for the company, but I don't think fans respect him because he's just shoved down their throats every weekend in a sense, you know. So it's just like every week you have this guy come out and he's just shoved down your throat, quote unquote. And a lot of people were upset that he's the 15-time World Heavyweight Champion. He's right behind Ric Flair, and Ric Flair deserves to be the only guy to hold the titles that much and be a success and whatnot. Listen, just like The Undertaker's undefeated streak was broken, somebody is going to break Ric Flair's title streak. It's probably going to be John Cena for all we know. I think it is. He's either going to tie up with Ric Flair or he's going to surpass him. But it's just, I don't understand the hate either. I mean, he's a great worker. I wouldn't say he's the most athletic and the best one, but his work ethic is just cannot be matched. The guy works extra hard, you know. He's the face of the damn company, so why not respect him for that? He's been making the company money, and he's been doing his own thing. So what if he has a nice big house and a nice collection of cars and a hot girl? I mean, the guy deserves it. He's busted his ass. Wrestling is not fucking easy. You know, it's not a sport where it's just like, oh, here you go, you get handed everything. Like somebody like Mayweather, right, fights 2 times a year, gets paid hundreds of millions of dollars. That's easy shit. I can fight 2 fights a year and get paid that kind of money. Like, I wish, you know. But going out there every single week, every single like day, you only get like 2-3 days off in the week doing that shit. It's hard. It takes a massive toll on your body. So John Cena, I feel like I think he does deserve a lot of respect because he's come a long way from where he was at. So I mean, I respect him for what he's done, but the only reason why I feel like other people don't respect him is because they're either envious of his position, they're jealous of it, or the fact that, you know, they just don't like what he does because they feel like he ruined the entire, you know, show. So that's the only reason I could see behind that, to be honest. So but anyways, my friend, thank you for the questions, and I hope you have a wonderful day, bruh. And now moving on to the next question, and it is from...
Hello, Alexa. This is my first time sending in a fan mail of the week question, and I'm sorry I have no face cam. I don't own a camera to record myself. I apologize about that. So I will do it in this type of format. It will take me ages to make, but I'm going to do it anyway because I love the videos, and I think that you earned this. Oh no. I love the videos though, and I see like an older brother, and I really love you. Homo. Just joking, no homo. I like girls. I like girls. No homo, okay? I was joking. Anyway, let's get to questions. In battle, of course, at the start, Goku could go between Otherworld and Earth by doing intertransmission, but I remember in Dragon Ball Z, no, in the BoJack film, the Kai is saying that you can't go between worlds. So how come in the Battle of Gods, Goku can go between worlds? That's what I was wondering. I was also wondering, why do you think Krillin stopped training? I know he's a human when he starts to age, but what do you think was the sole purpose of him wanting to stop training? Another question is, who win in the Taijutsu fight, you or Justin? And my last question, just top of my head, I'm really sorry I didn't organize this. And this is the last question. When you do get into the WWE, what type of attire do you think you have? Like, do you think you will go for the pants attire or the tights, like the trouser type of tights, or like a singlet, like the Undertaker type of clothing? Now, what do you think you would wear in the WWE fight? And so my final question I've wondered for such a long time. In Dragon Ball Z, if Captain Ginyu switched bodies with Gotenks, what would happen after half an hour? Because I've always wondered, after half an hour, because Goten and Trunks were split, what happened to Ginyu since he switched bodies with them? Like, was he split into half, or what? Like, I've always wondered that myself. So anyway, guys, anyway, Alex, thanks for taking time out of the day to answer the question. I love you a lot, man. But peace, big brother, peace.
I just love how Vegeta was just kicking Cell's ass throughout the entire video. Well played, my friend. Well played. Well, thank you for the questions, man. To answer your first question, well, you have to think. The BoJack movie is non-canon, you know, so it's not really going to apply to certain aspects. It's like, well, you know, like I understand the fact that King Kai said you can't travel between worlds when you're dead or whatever. But you know, like how does that explain Goku knowing instant transmission and having to get to one place to another easily, while Beerus and Whis are stuck using like this, you know, magical flying stick of truth? I don't know, just flying around. You know, and it takes about what, like 10-15 minutes. So why are they stuck doing that when they can just instantly transmit like Goku can, you know? I believe that the BoJack movie isn't really canon, so it doesn't incorporate, nor does it count. So I also believe that, you know, with that, you can't really determine because, like I said, I mean, it's just two very different aspects. Akira Toriyama, I believe, doesn't really recall certain things. I mean, remember, he forgot that there even existed a Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 2, so how do you expect him to know anything else? Now, of course, having that correlate with Krillin, I think the only reason why Krillin stopped training was because he knew right off the bat that no matter how hard he would train, he would never catch up to Trunks, Gohan, Vegeta, Goku, Piccolo. So what was the point of training if you have other people out there who are going to serve a better purpose than you are? You know, what's Krillin really going to do if he really steps out of his comfort zone and tries to like defend the earth? You know, it's not really going to work out in his favor because he's not strong enough, so he would get beat down. So in an aspect, I do understand why they made him stop, because there wouldn't have been no point to it. But at the same time, I mean, it is what it is with Krillin, because as much as many of us love Krillin and as much as he was, you know, competitive in a sense, especially during the early days with Goku having to train everywhere and entering the World Martial Arts Tournament, it is what it is. He's not the same Krillin anymore, and he just knows that it's more or less about him and his family now than anything else. So that's why I firmly believe that he stopped training. So, but in terms of, you know, Goku being able to just get to one place to another, I just really feel like the movies aren't canon. They can't be canon because they have no correlation with each other, especially in terms of the original manga. So yeah, I mean, but to answer your second question, Me and Justin getting into a brawl. Well, I mean, we've gotten into many brawls before, so I would have to say that I would take the W on that one. Now, of course, if this was Taekwondo, he would beat me very easily. I'm not really a Taekwondo fighter. I don't know the rules to Taekwondo. I'd probably get my freaking my chest kicked in, but it is what it is. In terms of like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and like stuff like that, I think I'm well capable enough to handle him. So I would have to say myself, if you know what I'm saying. So, you know. But to answer your last question, the WWE, I haven't really thought about gear for them just yet, because anything can really happen in the WWE. I mean, it all depends on where I'm at in life, and it all depends on how well it goes. You know what I mean? Like anything can happen, to be honest, and anything can happen in the WWE. And for gear, I'm definitely gonna get traditional trunks, but I'm gonna get like a different design, like an overall different look, because I do want to stand out, and I have some ideas, but I'm trying to incorporate those ideas now. But in terms of then, I would have to say I would get like the traditional trunks, maybe, give or take. I mean, that all depends, like I said, on the situation, on what comes about. So I would have to say traditional trunks, man. So, but anyways, my friend, thank you for the questions, and I hope you have a very magical and awesome weekend. And once again, everybody, thank you all for watching. My name is Unreal Entertainment Gaming. I have to go because I want to shower. I smell like Yamcha just came out of like a soup kitchen. It's just the worst thing in the world. So thank you all for watching, everybody, once again. Please don't forget to submit your questions now. I'm allowing you guys to submit your questions in the comment section below, so you guys can go on ahead and just ask me anything you want in the comment section below, and I will take it and I will answer it for you guys. So once again, everybody, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys haven't already, if you guys are fans. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below along with your questions, and stay tuned for more. This is the end of August, so I will be seeing you guys in September. I really hope that you guys stay on track. All the good games are coming out, so save your money if you can. But like I said, just work hard, play harder, be smart, keep your eyes and ears open. And if I throw you an earring, you better clip that shit on, because we're fucking fusing, you know what I mean? Alright, but anyways, everybody, thank you all for watching, everyone, and I will be seeing you all in next week's episode. For Vegeta! Peace!